As we seek to influence the lives of college students at Emmanuel, this is a place where God has great plans. And just working with these students, I've told you, I love these students here at Emmanuel. As we seek to influence the lives of college students at Emmanuel, this is a place where God has great plans. And just working with these students, I've told you, I love these students here at Emmanuel. It's a wonderful opportunity to hang out with them, to listen to them. But as I look at the future of Emmanuel College, what are some things that you would say, speaking into our lives as faculty and staff? Sometimes adults really don't catch on to what God's saying to this new generation. How can we welcome these college students, love them, mentor and train them, but not stop them from being obedient to God? What would you say to speak into the lives of the faculty and staff at Emmanuel College?
There's always that hard balance between wanting to speak the instruction and yet earning that right. I think in this generation, they want to know you care for them first, and that gives you entrance to be able to speak into their life, and that you are living what you're going to tell them to do. I think they're watching us and saying, okay, that preaches well, that teaches well, but I'm watching you outside of the classroom, I'm watching you at the ball game, I'm watching you wherever, and they want to see it. And I think that gives them liberty to speak into their life.
Right.
So as leaders, I think that's got to be our priority, is to model first.
Yeah.
Love is the key. And then I think that will open doors for some entrance to be able to speak maybe some words of wisdom and guidance into their lives.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, one more question for you. You and I have talked a lot about Faith Cafe and how the philosophy and the strategy of Faith Cafe is really the philosophy and strategy of Christian education, of the denomination, of many of the denominations who seek to live like the book of Acts, this church having things in common, really being a family, a body of Christ. And when we talk of community, authenticity, spiritual formation, and service, how can individual Christians, college students, pastors, faculty, staff, parents, how can we live that life of community, authenticity, spiritual formation, and service? And this kind of takes us back to your original comments about people living sort of in isolation. How can we live this strategy of the people having all things in common?
I think we have to be intentional. It's not going to be convenient. With all the technology and stuff.
But we're selfish. We want everything to just feel good at that moment. We want to enjoy everything.
I think there comes a point, Chris, where desperation has to come into the picture. Somebody said once, desperation breeds flexibility. And sometimes people have to learn things the hard way. And I think sometimes God has to show us how much we need that type of interaction, how much we need that type of transparency, how much we need that. And it's the same old lie the enemy's used on us all, and that is that nobody wants to hear my stuff, and, nobody else is going through what I'm going through. And it's that same lie that keeps us apart, when yet it's so refreshing when we get past that and desperate enough that we don't care.
Right.
Our reputation's like Jesus, We make ourselves of no reputation. My reputation is nothing. This is who I am.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going through. I need you to pray for me. And sometimes it takes desperation, I think, to get us to that point. And that's just the grace of God.
Yeah, and we need to be honest to admit that. And I think about it, you and I are sitting here at a table and preparing a table for us in the presence of our enemies. Not just a table for me living in isolation, but a table for us. And man, it's exciting to know that churches today in this modern world, that followers of Christ today in this world of doubt and frustration and hurt, colleges and communities today can live this life of the acts of all the apostles, all the followers of Christ, empowered by His holy presence, living in those moments of rejoicing and in silent reverence to Him, but not alone.
Yes.
You and I can sit here together, man. I can tell you that was an awesome sermon tonight. This is what it said into my life.
Yes.
You touched the lives of those students, and then we can go in a different direction, and we can pray for one another and do those things. And that's how God's using you, and that's how God is wanting to use us at Emmanuel. So I just want to thank you for being with us here.
Pleasure.
And make a commitment to continue praying for Emmanuel College.
Will do.
And I want those of you who are viewing this to continue praying for Emmanuel College. That's a school with an interesting name, God with us. And we emphasize how this God with us is the God who longs to live within us. And as He does that, the world better watch out, because we are in His name, through His power, changing the world.